Today, we're really jumping into something big happening in Nigeria. It feels like more than just a news item, maybe an early sign of a major political shift. We're working from some excerpts from a Daily Trust piece. It came out Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025, and the headline itself is pretty telling. Photo S, Malami, Oyegun, senators, ex-govs, spotted at coalition's unveiling. So our goal here is simple. Cut through the noise, figure out who is there, why them gathering together is such a big deal, and, what they're aiming for. Especially because some of the names are, well, unexpected. Think of this as your quick guide to the first moves for Nigeria's next election cycle, the one looking towards 2027. It's not just who showed up, but what it all means.
Absolutely. And the core of this article, the context it gives, is really key. It's a reporting on the formal launch, you could say, of the African Democratic Congress, the
Yeah.
ADC. They're positioning it as the platform for this new serious coalition. And their aim, it's stated quite plainly, remove President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. The event itself held at the Shehu Musa Yar'Adua Centre in Abuja. That specific date, July 2nd.
Oh.
It wasn't low-key. The article says it was, and I quote, meant to send a message that the coalition means business, sending it loud and clear and very early.
Yeah, sending that kind of message, 2 full years before an election, that's definitely making a statement. And those first names you mentioned, Malami and Oyegun, they really leap out. A former attorney general, a former chairman of the current ruling party, their presence alone makes you think this isn't your standard opposition get-together. So who else was in the room? Does the full list make this picture even, more interesting?
Well, it absolutely does. When you look at the whole group, the mix is what's really striking. So beyond those two big names from the ruling party side, we have Abubakar Malami, right, the immediate past AGF, and John Oyegun, former chairman of the APC. Their presence, it almost hints at possible cracks within the APC itself spilling out publicly now. That feels more significant than just opposition figures meeting. But the list goes on. The article also mentions Ireti Kingibe. She's a lawmaker for the FCT. And Victor Umeh, senator for Anambra Central. Then you've got former governors, Jibrilla Bindo from Adamawa, Emeka Ihedioha from Imo, also Rotimi Amaechi, and Aminu Tambuwal. Quite a list. And then the article pointed out some real heavyweights, former VP Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and Nasir El-Rufai.
Wow. Okay. That's an incredible diverse group. Powerful, too. You've got people who were, top brass in the current government party sitting with major opposition leaders, people who've run against each other, plus former governors from all over. What does this combination tell us about this new ADC coalition? Is it just, the enemy of my enemy is my friend? Or is there something deeper? And what's the strategy or maybe the risk of bringing all these different forces together this early?
Right. That gets to the heart of Nigerian political strategy, doesn't it? Alliances shift. Take that trio you mentioned, Atiku, Obi, and El-Rufai. Think about their history. Fierce rivals in the past. Seeing them together now, it screams pragmatism. Like they're forming a united front against one target, maybe putting aside their own, long-term ambitions for this immediate goal. It suggests the coalition is built, first and foremost, on challenging the incumbent. Less about shared ideology, perhaps. And it seems organized, too. Daily Trust apparently reported earlier on the leadership structure. Ex-Senate President David Marcus, chairman, and ex-governor Rauf Aregbesola as secretary. So this wasn't just a random meeting. It looks like a planned, structured move. Ultimately, this whole public unveiling is designed to signal one thing. The opposition is serious about 2027. And they're not waiting around, getting out there early, trying to shape the narrative, maybe stop the current president from just cruising unchallenged. It's a calculated play.
Okay, so let's kind of wrap our heads around this. We've just looked at a very early but potentially very important political move in Nigeria. We're seeing this incredibly diverse group of political figures. We're talking former top officials, governors, current lawmakers, all coming together openly under the ADC banner. And their stated goal is clear. Challenge President Tinubu in 2027.
Exactly. And the real takeaway isn't just that alliances change, that happens. It's how early and how publicly this one is forming. Seeing Malami and Oyegun there, people once very central to the ruling APC. That's the bit that really stands out. It just highlights how fluid political logics can be in Nigeria. Often seems based on immediate goals or opportunities, not always strict party lines. It's a continuous game of realignment, really. And this event is a very visible move in that game.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on. With such a mix of powerful figures, many with their own histories and ambitions, what are the biggest hurdles they might face in keeping this coalition together? especially under one banner, the ADC, and with a single goal like 2027 already declared. We've seen coalitions struggle with unity before in Nigeria, and what does this early, very public display of force suggest about the political climate and the kind of strategies we might see unfold in the next few months and years? Definitely something to watch, thinking about how these alliances form and what messages these public events are really sending.